Today, we are going to be taking a look at this 2025 Porsche Macan S. This is a very nicely spec'd Macan, has a lot of carbon fiber on the interior, has a red interior, white exterior. This is a very nice spec one. So if we come up a little bit closer, so here we have the headlights, the typical Macan headlights, Porsche headlights. They look really good. And Porsche did make a few changes for this model year, but most of the changes here are basically just little changes, but most of the changes are subtle. This is basically going to be the same body style and the same interior, just a few things upgraded here and there to make this Macan a little bit better for the 2025 model year. As we come a little bit closer here to the bumper, we have the LED light here that turns into a turn signal once you put that turn signal on. We also do have a very big scoop here so that your wind goes in here and gives you really nice aerodynamics with this car. Let's pop the hood. Before we do so, take a look at this badge. I always like the Porsche badges. They're very nice looking. Anyway, under the hood, we are going to find this 2.9 liter V6 engine producing 375 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. So it's a very powerful little SUV. So it does produce a lot of power. It's gonna get you up and running really quickly. It's a lot of power for this little SUV. But I do like how they included so much power in here and didn't decide to cut power or anything like that. This is a very nice, powerful car. The engine bay looks really nice as well. It honestly looks pretty easy to work on, which is what I really like about this Macan. Porsches were always considered to be a very high-end luxury car that produces a lot of power, has a lot of powerful cars in their lineup, and this is a very well-built car. You can see this entire hood. It's a pretty heavy hood, but you do have these hood struts, which are actually really easy for you to just pop it up. And the hood looks really nice. I do like how it matches in with the fender. It just looks really good. And this is why I like Porsche. They just do everything a little bit better than BMW and Mercedes and Audi in terms of the build quality and things like that. So that was the engine bay. Let's move on to the side of the car. So let's take a look at these beautiful rims here. These are 21-inch wheels. We have a massive brake caliper right here. So it's definitely going to do a really good job on braking all of that power. So it's definitely going to be doing a really good job on slowing this car down from that much horsepower and those high speeds. So I really do like the design of this rim. It doesn't look too new or too like futuristic like a lot of other cars do. They still have that original Porsche design on that rim, so I do really like that. As we move along here, we have the subtle Macan S badge in red, which I think is actually really nice and matches in with the calipers and also the red interior, which we are going to get in a little bit later into this tour. Coming along here, we do have all of this blacked out to make it look very nice and kind of match the entire vibe of this car. Coming to the back of this car, we have the long taillight here, which has been around in the Macan since the 2019 model. It looks really good. I personally like it. And if we come down over here, we do have some flat black plastic, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I do like this design here. And what's most important is that you have functional exhaust tips. It's a quad tip exhaust, and I really like what they did on this one. They didn't go cheap like Audi, Mercedes, and put some cheap, fake exhaust tips. These are really nice, open, and not fake. So that's what I really like about this car. Porsche is still one of those brands that kind of still makes everything really nice, nothing fake. And that's why I really like this brand. All right, now let's go into the fun part, the interior. This is what we have been waiting for, and take a look at this. Such a really nice interior. Very good quality. Everywhere you touch is going to be very high quality. Like I said, right as you step into this interior, you're going to feel everything is such nice quality. You have leather everywhere. Also, I'm going to close the door and let's see how nice of a thunk this has. When I close the door, you can really tell this is going to be really good build quality. And what I really like is that you don't even have to close it very hard for it to actually shut. Even like this shuts it. Very good quality in my opinion. I really like what they did on here. It just shows a lot of quality. So as you can see, we have this beautiful heated and ventilated red perforated seats with the Porsche badge right there. It looks really nice. I like how they did that touch over here. It just looks so expensive and high quality. And as you guys can see on the dash, we do have full leather with also red accent stitching to match the entire feel of the car, the design of the car. We have red here, a little bit of red here. It's the perfect combination. Porsche does also include these stickers in their cars. Some of them have it on the left side, some of them have it here. This shows you the top speed of the car. In this case, it is 150 miles per hour, 240 kilometers per hour. So It's a very powerful car and has a pretty high top speed for a car like this. And you can see over here this beautiful carbon fiber, which is actually a little bit different than a lot of the carbon fiber you will see in some of the competitors, which I personally really like. I'm gonna let you guys listen to the build quality of the buttons. So as you guys can see, such high quality, which is what I really like about this cars. Even in BMW and Mercedes, you're not going to get that much luxury and that high of a build quality that you get in this Porsche. And this kind of build quality you will find also with Audi products. We used to have an Audi Q7 and it was exactly like this. Everything was very firm to touch. Everything sounded really nicely, and that's why I really like these cars. We have a lot of carbon fiber here on the door panel as well. You also have an analog clock here, which I really like that Porsche still decided to include this in their models. This just looks very nice and sporty. On this model, you also get Bose sound system in this car, which sounds amazing. I'm not going to play any audio right now because of copyright reasons, but it does sound amazing and it feels very luxurious when you are driving this car. And what they did over here is they did a lot of digital, which some people like it, some people don't. I personally really like this because it looks very clean. I did also like the previous Macan, and not only Macan, but just Porsche models, how they had physical buttons. But obviously, as cars get newer, everything is futuristic looking. So they kind of just included a screen for it, which personally, I really like it still as well. Just not too many buttons, but it all is integrated in here, which will light up once the car is started. I do also like on these models, you have this light here, which lights up and just looks really good. This actually originated from the Porsche Macan back from 2015, so they still decided to include it in here, which looks really good. Also, Audi products do have something similar like this. Of course, it is still in the same group, so that's why you're going to have a lot of similarities between these cars. The entire display, the map is so responsive. You can zoom in and out very easily. Take a look at how nice this is. You have all the stars in the background, so it is really nice to touch, and it's just very high quality. You can really tell with this one. Everything is very responsive. You can go to vehicle settings, display settings, and just basically configure whatever you want in here. And also you go into sound, you go into Bose system, you can, configure whatever you want in here. Tone, you can add more bass, more treble, and it's very responsive as you guys can see, which is very nice. And I like how it's all in here. I do like how it's touchscreen as well. Some cars don't have a touchscreen. I like how this one does have touchscreen. And the screen is pretty big as well, while not being too big. So I think this is perfect and fits in with this car very well. So now we are in the back seat of the Macan S. I am 6 feet tall and I have the seat in front of me adjusted to how I would sit when I would be driving this car. And as you guys can see, you actually have a pretty decent amount of space. My legs are slightly touching it, but it's not like totally uncomfortable. And I think, depending on the driver, of course, or the passenger in front, you are going to have the seat up or back a little bit more. But I think this is actually still a pretty good amount of space considering this is a compact car. When we go in here, you have also some adjustability in the air vents. You can put the temperature higher or lower. And you also have heated seats, which I think is pretty nice. You do also have 2 USB-C ports. Everything in here is very nicely stitched. This right here is a little bit of a soft touch. And you also have this storage spot here, which is also leather wrapped instead of the cargo nets that you see in some of the other competitors. So this is going to be a little bit better quality. But even the seats in the back are very comfortable. And I really like how this interior has a lot of red, but also has a lot of black. So it's not too overwhelming with red, because personally, I don't like too much red because it just kind of hurts my eye. But this one has a perfect balance between red and black. You also have a black headliner, which is really nice. And you also have this massive panoramic sunroof to let in a lot of natural lighting into the cabin of this car. When we fold this down, we have 2 cup holders here with this adjustability here. So if you have a larger cup, this will kind of slide in to hold it and have a really nice grip in here. That is about it for the back seats. There's not too much in here, but this is a compact car. Overall, it's very comfortable, and I think that you can definitely fit a family of 4 here very easily, even a family of 5, but it will be a little bit more comfortable here. So now since we're done with the back seat, let's go into the cargo area and see what you can fit in there. Unlike a lot of cars, you are actually going to have the trunk opening button right over here by the windshield wiper. So you're going to press that, it's going to beep at you, and it opens up really quickly as well, which I do like about this one. So it's not too much space, as you guys can see, but I do like how it's a little bit deeper here, so you can have even more space. And you do also have a cargo cover here that lifts up when the tailgate lifts up. You can actually remove it here by taking this out. So if you don't want a cargo cover, you don't need to have it. And you can actually fold down the seats, however, you have to come back from this side. And there's this button here, this latch that's gonna fold down, and it folds pretty much completely flat, so it gives you as much space as possible. So you can definitely fit, you know, maybe a 55-inch TV or something like that into this car. And to bring it up, you just do it manually, and you have this space right here. So we're going to close the trunk, and that is going to wrap up this tour of this 2025 Porsche Macan S. As you guys can see, Porsche still maintained its original brand. Everything is very high quality. I personally do see myself driving in this car, and I think that a lot of people are also really going to like this car because of its build quality and how true Porsche is as a brand to the customers. If you guys did enjoy this video and would like to see more content like this, please make sure to drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This is actually my brother's channel, but I am doing this review for him, so I hope you guys did enjoy. If you want to see more, like I said, please make sure to comment down below. Like this video. We will make sure to bring out more car tours like this to you guys. Also, if you have a specific car that you guys would like to see us review, make sure to comment down below with that car, and we'll try to make that review happen for you guys. And we'll see you guys in the next video.